is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
That was precisely how it felt when MiHoYo decided to offer Firefly and Ruan-Mei at the same time. Now in this video, the dilemma I speak about is whether you get Firefly or you get Ruan-Mei. Now, if I asked everyone at this point, everyone's probably made their choice already. But I still have a bone to pick with a full week or so under my belt. With Firefly, yes, I did get her through horrible pain. And I have some words to say about the banner as well. And I know what some of y'all are going to say. You're going to say this.
How do you decide between
Ruan-Mei and Firefly?
¿Por qué no los dos?
And I get it. You guys are loaded. You're rich. You got Stellar Jade coming out the wazoo. You're luckier than all of us combined. But most of us folks had to make a choice. And that was whether you got Firefly or Ruan-Mei. Now, I have 200 Stellar Jade to my name at this time. Because horrible things transpired. Horrible, wicked things of losing a 50-50 and being cursed. And then grinding all the events for like 8 hours and everything I possibly could do just to get enough Stellar Jade to go ahead and get Firefly back. And then, on top of that, I realized in order to make this team work, you have to have the Trailblazer really good, as well as I got Gallagher really good, because obviously I had to roll so much. He E6'd naturally, so cool beans. And it was a whole event. What I wanted to talk to you about today was how Firefly is really good, but she's needy. I'll say it outright. She's a needy chick, man. She is a good E4 or 4-star if you just leave her as is. But if you want her to be good, it's a must-have run with the Trailblazer, Harmony Trailblazer. You have to do it. And then you should, honestly, if you want the full potential, put Ruan-Mei in there. It's like Black Swan. I have Black Swan, and she's okay with Gwyneth. But if she's with Kafka, it's like 2x the damage. I have a quick clip I'm going to show you of what I think is more of a free-to-play standard team, the optimal team, that you would run with her. Now, there's no differences. This is Divergent Universe. None of them have any good gear. They're all just level 80 with basic light cones. The difference is only, they're negligible because Divergent Universe will level these characters up to 80 for you and then give you whatever MiHoYo thinks is like the appropriate gear and level 15 relics and all that crap. They'll do it for you. So this is just with MiHoYo's stats. Like literally I stripped these dudes down and just like let MiHoYo tell me how they wanted them to be level 80 to test this. And then I had to be very succinct and choose all the wrong blessings so none of them applied to the team so I could test damage against just some random guys. Now this isn't the end all be all. This is just some example damage. There's obviously variety.
Everything burns to ashes! Set to the sea, no place!
stay in step?
Fight to live! Fight to live!
But it's like 4x. Like she does like 25k and then she does like 100k. But there's like one extra enemy. It's probably, if I were gonna estimate, that it's at least 2 to 2.5 times more damage. And if you don't have the Trailblazer, it goes down to about, yeah, like literally. And that's being like conservative because it's probably a quarter less damage. It's ridiculous. How they have a trend going on, which I think is really good for team-based games, where you have a lot of synergies coming out. Instead of like, for instance, a seal coming out first, and you can just kind of plop the DPS wherever you see fit with whatever team mic you got, and it pops off and she's great. There is obviously a little synergy. There's hard synergies now, like follow-up attack with Topaz and Dark Ratio is phenomenally better than anything else you could muster and really brings out the potential. Like, I mean, like 2xing their default damage. For instance, if you look at Black Swan and Kafka, I don't have Kafka. I have had the misfortune of quitting the game to make sure I don't get the other half of these combos. So don't worry, I have a Black Swan with a light cone. I have a Dr. Ratio with a light cone. Of course I don't have Kafka or Topaz because I'm a genius. clearly. But as a result, I want to talk about Firefly because they at least had the kindness that she needs to be babied in the fact that in order to make her very good, or good at least, she has to be with the Trailblazer. Full stop. If you do not have her there, she's mid. She'll feel like a 4-star. It's really sad, actually. But if you put the Trailblazer in there, which they give you and every single player for free, he pops off. She's incredibly good. But then in order to really reach her full potential, they do the thing again, where if you don't have Ruan Mei, she's good. But if you put Ruan Mei in there over every other character you can put in, the damage is pretty ridiculous. Without Ruan Mei, she's still really good. I think it's like 20-30% less, if anything. I remember trying to clear the third upgraded hard version of Divergent Universe, and she was doing like 200 something K per special. And then when I got Ruan Mei and slotted her in, it went up to like 300k. So it was very substantial, but I don't know how much that is because of like damage resistance and all that crap that goes into it. So it's huge, but it's not the end of the world because with the Trailblazer, she's very good. With Ruan Mei, she's just cracked. It takes her to being like the best DPS. But without those two, she is like, I would rather be running Don Hung. Why this is a dilemma is, number one, you probably choose between whether you get her at all or none of them. And if you get her, is she worth it? Because she's a huge investment. You need to level up her as well as a Trailblazer. That's 2 full characters to be geared to a decent degree. The good news is it's a lot easier than other characters because you're gearing basically for like 1 stat, which is break effect and speed and like survivability if you can get it. That's it. It's much easier to gear for than anything else because you're not sitting there having like a bunch of random substats and thresholds. You're getting speed and break effect. You can balance 2 things. I believe in you. But also, it's getting 2 things. And a lot of gear that you probably haven't invested in because it's not really cross-compatible with any other characters that you've probably focused on up until this point, unless you've done Blue Hill and stuff. And the hugest dilemma, of course, being that you'd have to pay some cash, probably, if you're reasonably going to get both of them at the same time. Genius, isn't it? And just hang that carrot. They know you want Firefly because she's everyone's wife. And now they're dangling the carrot of greatness right in front of you in a 3-week span. And then they're like reprinting Argentia next week because who cares? But they know what they're doing. I just kind of wanted to talk about it because I don't think I've really had many people mention how needy she is, honestly. And number 2, how smart Mohoyo has been financially to do this to us, which was rude. I had to sell my soul. And in order to get Ruan Mei, I literally like dropped like $30 to get lucky, but and like prove my point here. Okay, here's my honest recommendation after everything. If you're going purely to clear content and stuff in the game, just get Ruan Mei. But if you are willing to invest into Firefly a lot, because she'll make one really good team, she can't slot anywhere else unless she's trying to do break stuff. And if she's not doing that, she's useless. She's literally the most worthless character unless she's doing her niche. And when she does her niche, she excels probably more than anyone else in the game at doing damage that I can tell. It's stupid. So honestly, just go with whatever you want. I went with Firefly initially just because I love the character, and that's more important to me than clearing stuff. And then I got Ruan Mei for mostly because I was like, you know what? I want to prove that these synergies are getting pretty out of hand. And for some reason, I have the worst luck with all of them. This is the first time I actually have one in play. I feel so good. I have the team. I have the good team with the characters that make the damage better. I ran Aventurine instead of Gallagher. If I ran Gallagher, you would have seen even more because he does. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I just kind of want to talk about this a little bit right before ZZZ comes out. I'm sure you all are excited. I am. I don't know if I'll post or stream me playing it, but let me know. Otherwise, see ya.